Dawn, thanks very much for talking to us. If you could just tell us, as quickly as you can, what is the JoinIn project all about?
JoinIn is a comprehensive programme that directs young people and youth workers to all the information that they need to know.
And this project is in response to a report from the Youth Citizenship Commission. What were the points that were raised by that report, and how has the government responded to them directly?
Well, if you read through the Youth Citizenship Commission report, what you'll find is that there's lots of initiatives that are going on for young people and for youth workers, but it wasn't transparent. And there's lots of different things going on in lots of different departments, but people find it difficult to access that information. So JoinIn directly addresses all of those issues.
Now, the government spends a lot of money on these kind of schemes. You spent £272 million on a scheme called My Place, for example. But a lot of young people seem barely aware of the fact that these schemes actually exist. Is that a problem?
Yeah, absolutely. But as you said, that money, 270 million in My Place schemes, basically those schemes are visible in every constituency. And the idea of it is for there to be a state-of-the-art youth centre in every area. So what it is a template, if you like, to how future schemes should be run with young people leading the way. So it's not, okay, we're going to do this. It's like, no, this money is to do a specific thing. It's to build a place for young people to go where they're going to feel at home, where they're going to feel as though they've had a part in it. And young people have to have a direct say in how it's built and what it looks like.
You mentioned people logging onto the JoinIn website there, and you're using the internet and social media particularly as a way of kind of reaching young people, but how effective do you really believe that is?
I think it's important. I don't think it's the only tool, and we're not going to put all our eggs in one basket, but it is actually very important. So what we have to do is we have to look at where and what young people are using, how they're getting their information, and then going to them. So we'll use Facebook, it'll use Bebo, and all of those sites that are already there. And then I'm looking at other areas of communicating with young people, so such as mobile phones, and how we can use that more effectively. So it's about engaging with as many young people as possible.
And perhaps some of the young people that you need to reach the most underprivileged, don't have access to those kinds of tools. How are you going to reach them?
Well, we have to work with organisations who are also working with those people. I'm working with them to help engage those people and help spread the word to say, look, this is happening and we want as many young people to engage as possible. And on March the 18th, I'll be holding a debate in the House of Commons for young people to come and have a debate about some of the issues that affect them. And they might talk about how else we can possibly engage with them.
You said that as part of the JoinIn programme, you're going to be looking for young people to deliver their suggestions to the government directly. How exactly are you going to do that?
Well, all you can do is ask. You can't force young people to talk to you. So, you've got to kind of ask them. If you have the trust and you have the abilities, if you trust in young people and if you give them that platform, that it will work. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm giving a platform to young people to say, look, come and tell me what you think, what you want to do, and let's see if it works.
And what happens if the responses that you get from young people aren't necessarily what the government wants to hear?
It's not about what the government wants to hear. It's about what young people have got to say. I'm not saying that we're always going to agree. We might disagree, but that's fine. You can disagree. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. There is no right or wrong answer. If you take, for instance, votes at 16. Some people are fully in support of votes at 16, some people are not. We are in a democracy, and this is a consultation, and so I need to hear what young people have got to say.
You mentioned the Votes at 16 campaign there. That's one of the issues that you've highlighted as part of the JoinIn programme, but it doesn't seem entirely clear what the government's position on it actually is.
Well, the thing is this, we have to have a debate about it, because I can say to you my opinion, but that's my opinion. For it to be real meaningful, we have to ask young people and we have to say, what is it that you want? UKYP have made this their policy area. When they came to Parliament and had that debate, they made it their top priority and their top policy area. But as I say, it isn't clear cut. And the Youth Citizenship Commission, if you read their report, it also highlights that it's 50-50. 50% of young people think it's a great idea. 50% of young people think it isn't a great idea. So what we need to do is open it out to consultation and have that debate. And that's why I want young people to have the debate and tell me what they think.
And what's your own position on lowering the voting age? Gordon Brown said he's in favour, but what's your opinion?
I think that what we have to do, my own personal opinion, and again, I don't want to prejudge what young people are going to say. My own personal opinion is that I think we're moving in that direction. But what comes out very clearly is that we have to have really good citizenship education in schools. And I think that's the right way to go forward, because young people have said to me, citizenship classes is just a DOS class. You go in there, you can go on your phone, you can send text messages, you can do what you want, you can go on Facebook, you can do what you want. That's not really the idea of citizenship class. So what we need to do is make sure that it's better taught. And the other thing I'd really like to see is registering to vote being done in the classroom as part of the citizenship class. So it makes it tangible, so it makes it real. So you know that you're learning about democracy, you're learning about your rights and responsibilities, and as part of that, you'll then be able to register yourself to vote.
Leaving that issue to one side, the government spends a lot of money on these kind of projects. £700 million is the figure that's been released. A lot of people must think that that's perhaps not the best way for government to be spending its money, especially at this time. What would your response be to people who say that?
Not spending money on young people having positive things to do and positive places to go. I think whoever says that's wrong, completely wrong. One of the biggest things that you find when you survey people and all the Mori polls, they'll say crime and fear of crime is a big issue and young people hanging out on street corners. What we're doing is addressing that issue. So I think if anyone thinks it's the wrong thing to do or the bad thing to do, I think they're mistaken.
You've said that you think young people are too negatively portrayed in the UK, but whose fault is that? I mean, is it just the media, or has government maybe played a part by emphasising issues like binge drinking and gang culture?
The issue of young people being portrayed negatively in the media is the fault of the media for portraying them negatively. And what I would like to see is a little less portrayal of negativity around young people, and a little more around positivity. Now, you know, obviously they will still report on the negative, which is fair enough. You know, that's fair. But if we could just see a bit more positivity being injected into the news, into the media, into newspapers. For instance, the government's put a lot of money into V, which is all about volunteering, all about rewarding the good that young people do. If we got a bit more coverage on stuff like that, that would probably encourage more young people to go out and do volunteering, because positivity will breed positivity. The mainstream media needs to do a bit more of covering that.